So many of us are living in stress and anxiety and overwhelm every day simply because we are deferring happiness. We're in waiting mode. We're constantly waiting for each moment to be over. When eventually I get my to-do list done, then I'll feel good. When eventually I get all of this crap out of the way, then I'll get to enjoy myself. And so let's say that you do get all of that out of the way and you have the perfect day where everything magically falls into place. Then what happens? Well, you have a momentary sense of relief. It's not bliss, it's not genuine inner peace, it's just a moment where you feel a release of the tension. Because what do you do very quickly after that? Well, then you start worrying about everything that you've got to do tomorrow or next week and all of the other unanswered questions and unfinished business. Or maybe you take an even bigger picture. Maybe you then start looking at your life as a whole and you'll say, well, I'll properly be able to enjoy myself when I get the house, when I get the relationship, when I make more money, when I finally lose all of the weight. Then I'll get to feel good about myself. So we're constantly putting it off and we make waiting a habit. And it starts small. It starts in a place where it feels insignificant. We just wait for this moment to be over. And then just the next moment to be over. And then just the next moment. And we just make waiting a habit. Waiting to feel good a habit. We're just constantly putting it off and constantly putting it off. So if this sounds like you, this essentially is your happiness strategy. So how long have you been running this happiness strategy for? How many years? How many decades? How's it working out for you? At what point in the future do you see this happiness strategy suddenly starting to kick in and suddenly everything feels good? Where you suddenly have this moment where, ta-da, I have arrived. Right? It's never going to work because we're making waiting a habit. And it's just a habit that we then start to tolerate from ourselves, and then eventually we just get into box ticking mode. So you're going to get done whatever it is that you get done today. So whilst you're getting it done, what would it be like if you brought a calm quality to your movements? What would it be like if, whilst you were getting it done, you chose to bring an easy, effortless, flowing quality to how you were doing it? So you choose to feel good right now. How would that change that experience? How would that change your experience of this moment? What would it feel like if you did that? What would it feel like if you gave yourself permission to just do that? To bring the joy and bring the enjoyment to each and every moment instead of waiting and hoping for it to show up magically. What would that be like? So this ability to be present, to choose to bring the joy into each and every moment instead of waiting for it to magically show up, is something that all of us needs to practice, because it's not going to happen by itself. So we need to practice it and exercise it every moment, every day, until it becomes a habit. And that way we can finally start living a life of happiness instead of a life of box ticking.